happy Sunday. This is Auntie. And I am here to do my review of Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 29, Good News, Bad News. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, oh my God, it is so many of you all. Thank you all so much for joining this family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. If I had to rate Friday's episode of Love After Lockup, I would rate the episode a B. For some reason, I don't know if it's because I'm getting old as hell, but when they are going, from person to person to person, I'll be having an issue. I just want you all to see this shirt. This is one of the shirts that my girlfriend's daughter did. This is her company. God is my super power. Okay? And that's my morning devotion, my Sunday devotion, okay? Y'all see it? I love it. I love it. I love it. So shout out to her. Shout out to her. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Excuse me, y'all. I'm doing some maintenance over here. So anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get started on these crazy cotton freaking mofos. I almost want to cover the shirt up. Okay. So the first person that I want to talk about is Scott and Lindsey. As we all know, Lindsey went in and just completely racked Scott's office, right? In his terms. But I mean, okay, it was little minor stuff, all right? Powder and stuff thrown on the floor. I mean, whatever. And so Scott was playing it cool. She was antagonizing him and, just doing the most. And Scott chilled out because at the end of the day, although Lindsey indicated that she was the boss and she could run stuff, he knew that he had the upper hand on her. He knew that it was just a matter of time. He could call a probation officer, set her up, because of course we know that, Lindsey appeared to be on drugs. And so we see Scott, he comes out there, he chilling like a villain, right? He says that most people who commit crimes go back to jail again. And so he was only giving Lindsey a short period of time to, be with him and to be, in the free world. And he knew that she was going to muck it up. So basically, he just had a prostitutorial relationship with her. You know what I'm saying? And he was good with that. He said he was going to house her, feed her, let her bring her daughter over there, for a little reunion. But he knew wasn't nothing really going to pop off on that joint, right? So he, let her come up in there and everything. And Lindsey, as we know, said that, she had rights to the house, and Scott just was like, all right then, y'all, go ahead on, smash tables, do whatever you gotta do, but I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all, you ain't got no rights to nothing. So anyway, we hear Lindsey, incarcerated in jail. And like Scott thought she was, because Scott probably was, the informant at the if you will. And so Lindsey indicated that she was test driving a car, and that, they found some drugs up in that mofo, right? And when they found the drugs up in there, she was like, even though the car wasn't mine, I can get another 5, years put on, my time. But she never said that mofo drugs wasn't hers. But Scott was like, you know what, let me go ahead on and fill up her little candy jar. and get her on out this house and everything, and I'm gonna go hit on and put Young on blast. And y'all know I'm just joking. I ain't saying Scott, called on her or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just jokes, okay? Scott, don't come for me, okay? But and so Scott was like, it had its benefits, and he put that little eye up because he was just, he was like, I gotta live in. I got one of them live-ins, okay? And I ain't talking about like a leave-in condition. I'm talking about, he had a leave-in, okay? And he got rid of it. And he's, better for it. I'm sure he's going to, get out his rental agreement and going back to hell on where he was. Okay? So, I mean, that's what happened with that particular couple. And I just was like, all right, then. I mean, Scott, you do you. You know what I'm saying? Lindsey really did not take advantage of what Scott was giving her, but I just don't think that they were the right couple for one another from day A. Like Scott said, if Lindsey wasn't willing to do it for her daughter, to stay clean and sober and to come out and live a better life, she not willing to do it for anybody. And I don't think that it makes a difference to me where she go. She gonna always be like that. The next couple I want to talk about is Chevelle and Quaylon. Now, as we all know, Quaylon came down to the park to the Ferris wheel to catch up with Chevelle, and her cousin D Dumas. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't feeling it and everything, and she was like, I really want, you to go on, take care of my daughter and everything, because I really brought you down here to babysit anyway. And so, she has him babysitting her baby while she go and do what she gotta do with Quaylon. This was already set up, okay? Because ain't no way in the world that this mofo done booked a flight and all that kind of stuff, and it just so happens he know where the park is based on where the Ferris wheel is and all this old dumb, okay? But we went on and played along with it, right? Didn't we, y'all? So anyway, Quaylon, comes to the park and everything, and she's like, I need to talk to him. She tells Quaylon she wants to go on a Ferris wheel, okay? And the very thing that, come on, producers, be a little bit more creative. At least y'all could have had them mofos do this on the bumper cars. You understand what I'm saying? They could have been bumping it, bump, bump, bump. You know what I'm saying? Talking and hitting each other cars. But the first wheel, that's just like a little bit boring. You know what I'm saying? I mean, put them on them like them swings that be up in the air. Let them swing around and duke it out up there. Just a little bit more creativity is what we asking for. First wheel is a little boring, but I know y'all probably would have had some camera issues and stuff, but you could have had a drone or something. Y'all understand? Is it just me? Okay, is it me? So anyway, she says that, by the time this first wheel is over, she wants to know whether or not he wants a serious relationship with her. And so they get on the Ferris wheel and everything, and she's like, I want a commitment from you, Quaylon, ashy boy. And so, he was like, what type of commitment you talk about? She was like, I mean, me and my daughter, we come as a package, you know what I'm saying? And because we come as a package, she involved, I'm involved. Anytime you got to tell a mofo or throw in a mofo face that your daughter is affected by this, daggone well it ain't really popping for both of y'all. You just appealing to the father, the wannabe fatherhood. I just calm down, auntie, because it's early in the morning. I had a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Quaylon gets up there and, he proposes to her. And she up there boo-hoo crying like a mofo, y'all. I'm like, young. You knew all of this was going on. You set this up to happen on the first wheel. Y'all made the first wheel the storyline and all that kind of stuff. And so he proposes to her and, she's crying and she said he conquer. She conquer. They conquers. I'm just like, where's the ED on that? Where's the ED? I mean, did it get lost and left on the first wheel, bitch? Where's the ED? He's conquered, I conquered, and we conquered. So anyway, that happened. The next couple I want to talk about is Marcelino and Brittany and the mother Cindy and Jen and just all them people. Okay. So as we all know, Brittany thinks that she can save her mother. So she decided that it's a good idea for her mother to go and confront her mother. Okay. Now, you know that it is starting off on bad terms anytime Brittany can't call her grandma. Right? It's your grandmother, young. She on a first name basis with her. So we already know that this is gonna be bad. Marcelino was like, I'm going along for the trip and make sure my kids is safe. I'm going along to, support Brittany's little storyline. But I really ain't feeling this. I'm really not feeling this. So, they decided to go to Alaska, take the whole family up there because she feels like her mother's sobriety, okay, and her getting off drugs is connected to her confronting her mother and getting an apology from her mother. Sometimes you don't get that damn closure and sometimes you don't need it. I don't think that the mother need to go and talk to her mother. I think that this is probably going to end up doing the opposite. It's going to end up making the mother spiral, right? So anyway, they go, to Alaska and everything, and Brittany and Marcelino come through the door, and, they got the kids and everything, and, Cindy mom sitting up there, she, happy and all that kind of stuff because they came through the door. So, Cindy comes through later on. She has flowers in her hand and she's telling the cameraman, shh, coming up in this mofo. So, she came up in there and, when the mother saw, she was just crying, right? She was boohoo crying because, she felt like, they hadn't been, messing with her for the last 3 years, okay? They just abandoned her, and really they did, and they going to abandon her again. So Mama Duke, don't worry about it because they ain't coming back no more, no more, no more, no more. So anyway, she, they comes up there, and the mother was like, oh, baby. So, the mother crying and everything, and Cindy, all emotional and everything. She sits down on the sofa, and Brittany's like, get straight to business. Okay, cut all of this. We don't need all this theatrics. I need my mother to get straight down to business, right? So the mother was like, she was like, I thought y'all had abandoned me. I really did. I thought y'all had abandoned me. Hi, baby. It's so good to see you, baby. So, Cindy was like, hey, mom, I'm basically here because Brittany told me to come. And I need to, go ahead on to get some things straight for you, right? We can't be using production time and their resources and stuff for a long time. So we're going to go ahead on and get straight to the chaser. So, she confronts her mother and tells her mother that, she's was on drugs since she was 13 years old, that she was using to basically black out, her painful childhood. So the mother was like, I know about that, baby. I know about that. And she was like, but you know what? I was having a problem. The reason why I was doing that is because, it wasn't nothing going on in here but a whole bunch of drinking and partying and drugging and all of that kind of stuff. And some of your friends would come back there in my room. Y'all know, what I'm saying? And so she was like, wait a minute, what? What you talk about, baby? Now all of a sudden the mother acting like she don't know nothing. But you remember them mofos when they came up in that door. Okay, you remember what she said when she said that she was drinking and drugging at 13. But now all of a sudden the stuff that she's saying was happening, you sitting up here acting like you don't know nothing about it. So she was laying back and everything, and she was like, Mom, I told you, your friends was coming back, and that's why I used to run away. So Brittany was like, oh, you used to run away when you was young? Brittany, you already know that, okay? So, she was like, and then, I was doing that stuff because, the stuff that was going on, the mother was like, I may be old, and I may be on my deathbed, but what you not going to do is say that I put a pipe up to your mouth. You ain't going to make this about me. You ain't going to sit up here and tell me what I did. You did the drinking. You put the bottles up to your mouth. I had them in the house now. I had all this in the house. But I ain't tell you to, pick it up. I ain't tell you to put it up to your mouth. I ain't tell you to do none of that. I'm like, what the what? So, Cindy was like, wait a minute, you knew this stuff was going on with you. You know what I'm saying? And the mother was like, I ain't taking responsibility for none of this. So Cindy got up and was like, I can't do this. Then Brittany was like, you know what? She's a rat undone. You know what I'm saying? She's the worst individual I've ever met in my life. Marcelino had been got up and took the kids about there. He sat down 2.5 seconds. Marcelino was bounced back, right back up out of there like a jack in the box, bitch. Marcelino was like, I'm not going to sit around here and let this, let this transpire. Marcelino was out of there. So this didn't do Cindy no good. Cindy runs outside and she was like, she gonna sit up here, act like she's senile and she don't remember anything and she don't know what's going on, right? Like, this isn't helping Cindy. This is probably going to make Cindy spiral because she is confronting someone, wanting her mother to take responsibility for it, and the mother straight told her, you ain't gonna make that about me. You're not gonna blame that on me. Now, Mom, you know daggone well you got to take responsibility for it. Some of it. Oh, matter of fact, all of it. She's 13. She's drinking and drugging at the age of 13, and you talking about you ain't tell her to put the stuff up to her mouth. But you apparently, from all the parties and all that, had the stuff up in there. Come on, Mom. Mom switched up so daggone quick, it was unbelievable. This mother is totally responsible for what happened to her. Now, she could have, as she gotten older, tried to get herself off of it, but she already had a bad foundation. And if there's cracks in the foundation, you need to tear the whole house down. But this mother's not going to take responsibility for herself. Sitting up there, barely can breathe and everything. She's on her deathbed and can't say it. Like, God, like, y'all, your mother wasn't. The next person I want to talk about is Andrea and Lamar. Andrea and Lamar are basically riding over to his daughter Shantae's house because it's time for them to just have a conversation, right? They sitting up in the car with the little girl, and they, saying that, they're going to go over here and have a conversation because Andrea understands now that Lamar wants his two kids to be together and she's losing control over the situation. It's caused a whole lot of problems in her household, and so she got to go ahead and deal with it now. And so, they like, Mom, please, the little girl, she's like, please, Mom, be nice to Shantae because I like her. Lamar like, I'm a little afraid and everything because I don't know if it's going to pop up. And she like, I'm going over here, to do what I do. Because I'm a thug. I'm a Mormon thug, right? And if she come for me and I ain't sent for her, then I'm going to have to do what I'm going to have to do. And she ain't going to like her. Andrea, that girl, Andrea, you ain't busting a grape. You ain't doing nothing, Andrea. You a whole bunch of talk. But let Shantae, who look like she grew up all her life in Compton, get mad with you. Boo, it's over. Plus, you walking across her threshold? I think she talking about some, Lord, help me. Help me, God, I need guidance. You sure do. You gonna need guidance on how to get to that door with your eye all busted up. Like, that's what you gonna need, young. Like, for real, for real. So she goes, into the house and everything. Shantae opens up the door. Lamar's talking about, how Shantae's kids are older than his youngest daughter, but she's the aunt. That happens all the time. I mean, okay, but anyway. So, so they come in and everything, and so she was like, can I see the rest of the house? So they was like, yeah, because they need to have this little conversation. So, Shantae comes over, being the adult that she is. I was very proud of Shantae. Okay, Shantae, you show Andrea what being a grown-up is. What being a woman about your worth is. You straight up handled yourself with dignity, even though she was throwing dumb shade. You straight up set up on that two butt cheeks to the seat. Okay, two butt cheeks to the seat. And told her how you felt about the situation without hollering, screaming, demeaning, being shady, or anything. Okay? So they go into the conversation, where Shantae is telling Lamar, Lamar said, when he came home from jail, that, Shantae thought that he was going to be this daddy, this wonderful daddy. But he said, coming out of jail, having to take care of Andrea's needs and mending and blending with her family took more time than away from Shantae that he had intended to take, right? And so, he was apologetic and he acknowledges his wrong and where he went wrong. And now he's trying to correct that situation. That's called manning up. So anyway, she sits there and everything and she's like, I feel like you bonded and blended with their family, but I wasn't included in that. You left me out in the cold, in the rain. And so, Andrea was like, well, can I say something? Can I say something? I ain't trying to make this about me. Since when? Since when you ain't made everything about you? But okay. We're going to go ahead and hear your ass out. So she sits there and everything, and she's like, I felt like, when you had made the comment, about my family and everything. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, hold on, let me see. Thank you, Kelly, for the $4.99 super chat. Kelly Woodson. Love you, Auntie. Love you too, boo. Love you too. So, she, wants to go back and be petty and talk about the conversation that the young lady had about her. And, basically is saying that, she wanted her father, and Andrea felt like, she was intruding on her relationship with Lamar. And so, the girl was like, yeah, I felt like that because I felt like I didn't bond with your family. Like when he came home, you snatched him up and then you made it difficult for me to have a relationship with my father. And a lot of women do that. If you coming into a bonus family, you as a woman, you have influence on whether or not this man continues or discontinues bonding with his children. Okay? You had an opportunity. You got a bonus daughter, a grown bonus daughter, but you were so intimidated by her mother's looks and by her looks because you gonna sit up there and say, "I didn't know if you was a brat." What does that mean? She a grown woman. She grown as hell. What do you mean that you didn't know if she was a brat or not? Young, that's your excuse? That's what we doing, Andrea? That's what we doing. But I'm going to tell you, Shantae wasn't shaken nor stirred. Because she was like, I'm not no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be part of your family. So Andrea was like, I just want to be accepted. Unconditionally. No, ain't nobody gonna accept you with unconditional love. When we saw a couple of seasons ago, season 1, season 2, whatever, when the girl and the mother came to the daggone restaurant and you acted a butthole, young, and you walked up out of there, you couldn't even stay in the same room with them because of their beauty and because of what they had going on for them. And so now you going to sit up here and say, I didn't know whether or not you was a brat, and now I want to be a grandmother because I don't have no choice. Lamar's pushing it on me. Now you want to be a grandmother and love the kids. You don't even love your own young. Now this is what you doing. This is what we doing here. This what we doing. You going to sit here in this girl's face after she done checked you, and now you want to be a grandmother. The thing that really ticked me off, she said, I know if you are your father's daughter and you have his heart, that you have a kind and a good heart. And the girl was like, I do. So it's Sunday and I'm trying not to get down with the get down. I'm trying not to get down with the get down. If you knew this, if you had already assessed this, then why you give a girl a hard time? You didn't want to fuck with her. You wanted Lamar for you and you only. And you still do. You still do. You don't care nothing about this girl for all, for all. But because it's being forced down your mofo throat, now you trying to get on board. Because you know that things have gotten so rough and rocky in your home that you don't have a choice. Because Lamar gonna continue to sneak. And if Lamar is sneaking about that, what else is Lamar sneaking about? Now, I know that Lamar come off as a good man, but I'm saying the Jeepers Creepers in his sneakers, okay? Okay? He Jeepers Creepers. And I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that right there. Yup, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna put that in a nice little nice little box and leave that right there. Did I go through all of these mofos? No, I didn't. No, I did not. Because we got to talk about Clyde. Y'all know Clyde used to be all up on my channel trying to defend himself, trying to act like he was, this good guy and all this old bull. Clyde was over here trying to, tell Auntie, correct this thread, correct this opinion, Auntie, correct that. So I had to block Clyde's ass, right? We talking about John. So very early on, like, I ain't want to do him like that. I ain't want to do him like that. But I felt like he was trying to do me dirty. So I was like, he got to go. He can't be up in here causing ruckus amongst, all my nieces and nephews. You know what I'm saying? My subscribers. He can't come in here and cause that kind of ruckus. But he wanted Auntie to know that he was, a straight up dude. And, he was like that. And, Auntie, you made a mistake here, Auntie. Well, bitch, what mistake is you making? We see this mofo going over to, his friend's house. And so, he goes over to his friend's house. His friend is, taking pebbles and making a pebble wall. One pebble, bitch, at a time. That's it. Okay. Where's the shovel and stuff? Like, where's the shovel? Where's the wheelbarrow? I mean, we creating a wall one pebble at a time? Okay. Oh, okay. It's the one pebble for me. Okay. Auntie ain't showing up to help build that wall. But anyway, he comes there and he's telling his friend, that he been, basically flirting and everything and rubbing and playing with Tara, which is Christina's sister. And, he was like, I like it. So he was like, oh, man, come on, man. Wait, are you serious, man? You doing this again? He was like, I mean, we've been flirting and everything. And Christiana is about to come home. And, but I'm liking it, but I don't know how to cut it off. And so dude was like, I mean, come on. When Christiana come home, she going to bust that ass. This mofo sits out there and says that this is not the first time that John has come to his house. All of this stuff, it has played out before. This mofo did this 100 times before. The producers asked John, have you ever cheated again? And this mofo was like, I've never been in a relationship where I have not cheated. I have always cheated. But he up in my comment section, yeah, John, I'm talking about you. Because you here, but you behind the screen, mofo. You here, and you out there, you talking. But damn it, we can't hear you, and we can't see you, because your ass is hidden from the channel. Now, I ain't go out there and block your ass, because I wanted you to stay behind the gates. You know why I talk about your trifling. You know what, it's Sunday. God is my superpower. He's my superpower. This mofo been doing this. He gonna come out there and say he never been in a relationship where he ain't cheat. But you playing with the sister. The sister. So he said, well, what do you do? He said, I be stealing her phone. I be playing like we on the playground. And, I steal her phone. And, I snatch her towel off of her when she butt naked. And, I run up in the shower with her and tickle the bottom of her butt cheek. But, I don't really want nothing from her. But she straddled me the other day. And it kind of scared me because when she straddled me, I was like, attention. And so, Christiana called and said she was coming home in 30 days. And so, now I got to try to cut it off. Now, if she had said 3 years, I'd have been straight. Okay? If she had said 3 years, but she said a month. So now I got to cut this off because, I married her under the rainbow skies. I married her on the back of a pickup truck. That looked like a bad 70s movie. So the friend was like, look, if you keep on playing with it, you keep on toying with it and everything, something going to pop off because you know how you are. Go ahead on and cut this off. So, of course, we see him. He got some little cheap boat, and he said that he's trying to, Christiana wants the boat. And so, he's building her a boat. But what about Tara? What Tara like to do? Tara like to pay phone tag. So anyway, he's out there and he's working and everything. He gets a phone call and it's Christiana. So Christiana calls and was like, hey, boo, got some good news. He was like, oh, wow, what's the good news? She was like, I'm coming home in 2 days. 2 days, young. He was like, what? Oh, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. So she was like, yeah, and guess what? Guess what? I got some more good news. He was like, what? She was like, I ain't even got to go up in the, I ain't even got to go up in the halfway house. Yo, I get to come home. He was like, what? He was like, I get to come home, yo. I come straight up in there. I'm in there. I'm cooking bacon, egg, and cheese in the morning, yeah. She was like, but I got some bad news, too. He was like, what? She was like, I can't be around nobody that got any open charges on their asses. And Tara got that open charge. So, go ahead on and do what you got to do with Tara. Tell Tara she got to roll up out of there, right? Because, I hate to do it. She my sister and everything. But, Tara got to roll out. He was like, I do. Got that? That ain't no problem. You just saved me. Okay? So he was like, I gotta go over here. So she goes on, back to the ranch and everything. Monduke sitting out on the porch and everything. You know what I'm saying? Monduke, like, I'm living a life out this mofo. I'm living a life. And, I'm just rocking out on this porch and everything. Hey, what's up, John? So John was like, the mother was like, hey, John, how you doing? He was like, not doing that great. She was like, oh, what's going on, John? So John was like, well, hold on for a minute. Tara! Tara! Come here, y'all. Come on out of here on this porch. Got something to tell you, y'all. Got something to tell you. So Tara came out there. She was like, it's cold out this mofo. What you got to say? He was like, I talked to your daughter. I talked to your sister. She called me today on my cell phone and everything. And she said she coming home in 2 days. She get released in 2 days. So so Tara was like, oh, sister, 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 sister. My sister keep me clean, and I think I do the same thing for my sister. How the fuck you figure that out? Yo, you and your sister was both doing drugs together. Like, what are you talking about? Y'all ain't been able to stay clean. It's the longest you've been able to stay clean according to you. So what are you talking about? You helped your sister and your sister helped you. Your sister was incarcerated, young. Y'all weren't good for one another. Stop it with the books. So anyway, so the mother was like, on my birthday. She come home on my birthday. So he was like, but you know what? But here's the bad news. She can't be around. The mother was right here. Tara was right there. He was like, here go the bad news. She can't be around nobody that got open charges on them. So Tara was like, you talking to me? He was like, I'm talking to you. She can't be around nobody got open charges on her. So Tara was like, I ain't got no court date. I ain't. Tara was like, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up, bitch. They ain't got no handcuffs on me. I ain't got no jumpsuit on. I ain't got none of that stuff going on. I know damn well you ain't talk about me. It's like, no, I'm talking about you, young. I'm talking about you. She can't be around you. You gonna have to roll. Turb was like, oh, okay. Oh, I see you. Oh, I see you. I see you. You don't want my sister to know what's been going on between me and you. This is an excuse for you to get me up out of here. My sister ain't said nothing like that. She was like, what am I do, John? The mother was like, oh, God. Oh, this is just ripping my heart apart. I got to put one out to bring the other one in. Oh, my God. John, can we get her an efficiency? John said, I'm all tapped out. Oh, you gonna be tapped out, young. Oh, you gonna be tapped out. She was like, this is just tearing me up. John, what can we do? I don't know. Tara was like, I can't stand the rain against my window. I can't stand up. Darcy. Oh. Oh. Darcy, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do. But I know one thing I'm going to do. Is I'm going to tell my sister. I'm going to tell my sister what's going on. Because, see, I feel like this is the end for me. I'm at the end of my road. And I feel like, because I'm getting put out and I don't know where I'm going, that this is going to cause me to go back down that road again. So I'm taking everybody out with me. Tara said I'm taking the whole house down. You think you're going to come up with this excuse to put me up out of here? That's what you think you're going to do? John was like, just going to buy me some time to put her out. Buy me some time in order to, be able to tell Christine, no, young, you ain't got no time. You ain't brought no time. You ain't brought no time. You have not brought any time. Let me tell y'all something. I think I went through all of them. We had Quaylon and Chevelle, tied tail. Like, I'm so sick of, it works wonders. Get some of the baby kind. How about you take this joint and like use the whole bottle, just like pump the, because that's one ashy mofo. And them dreads are shreds, okay? Those are straight shreds up on his head. He's talking about, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity to get back in. Yeah, because you need to eat and lotion. You need to eat lotion and get your hair did. Because you looking a hot. But the thing about it is, Chevelle don't look that good either. Because them little baby teeth she got and them gums up there like that. Like I said, God, like what? I mean, them joints look like a science project. Bitch, like, y'all know her teeth look like a science project. Now, I ain't got perfect teeth either, but my joint ain't looking like clickety-clackety, don't talk backety. I mean, hers looking like, when you was in junior high school and you had the little skeleton up there, right? And you had to learn the anatomy of the body, and you had and that skeleton be up there, like, them joints is straight looking like a science project gone wrong. So we talked about Chevelle. We talked about Lindsey and Scott. We talked about Lamar and Andrea. Did y'all see Andrea fixed that track on the side before she went over there to Shantae's? She fixed that track up on that side because she was like, I got to try to go over here and try to represent something that looked halfway decent. So she took that track and she re-glued that joint. She had the daughter re-glue that joint, fix that, okay? Now, she still was looking raggedy shraggedy, but she at least fixed that track up on the side. Or at least they did not air the, they didn't give the track the air time that it wanted the last time. Because the last time the track came out and was like, bitch, I'm here. Okay? I'm here. We talked about Brittany and Marcelino, and then we talked about the mother, John and them. I think we finished. I think we got all of them. Y'all, did we get all of them, y'all? Thank you so much, Arlene Rose, for the $5 super chat. She said, ha, ha, ha. Thank you, boo. Did we get all of them? Yes, Ashley. The proposal was absolutely hard. Oh, Lacey and Shane. Ain't nothing happened with them. Only thing he trying to do is change the locks on the door. He trying to change the locks on the door because he's scared. John went over there to Miranda, which was Lacey's girlfriend. We've met Miranda on several occasions. And she told the mofo that Lacey was pregnant. And he said that, they had a baby and that the baby, you know what, let me tell you something. This mofo is like, I wonder whether or not she's the one that called me in. If she's the one that called to have me locked up or what. Was it Lacey that dropped the dime? At this point, what difference do it make if it was Lacey that dropped the dime? You still want her. But Shane up in the head, in the house, talking about he gonna bust a MF up in the head, right? Shane scared to death. Shane is scared. And he two kinds of scared. Number one, he's scared because he don't feel like, confronting the mofo because he don't know what he going to do. So he trying to use the drug addict thing, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't going to work. He's scared, for that reason. And then I think he's scared of what he going to have to do with a mofo like that. When you know a mofo is crazy and they coming at your door like that, he don't even know the mofo been sitting out there outside of their house every day. He been sitting outside their house every day. So Shane two kinds of scared. He changing the lock code on the door and everything. Lacey was like, what you trying to do? You trying to put a fort up around this joint? But Lacey said, you know what? I recognize that I had to put a restraining order out on him before because he'd get all drunk and hide up and he come to the house. So I guess, Shane, he kind of right in that. I guess. But then he goes and talks to the girlfriend, and the girlfriend was like, I don't understand why Lacey ain't calling me back. And she was like, because Lacey pregnant. And he said, by Shane? And she was like, yeah, you been locked up. So the time span, it don't match. So don't sit up there and act like you think that's your baby. So, he poured his heart out and everything. And said that, the two of them were supposed to have a baby together and it did not work out and everything. So, he said that, when he would see Lacey, little butterflies would be twerking and everything in his stomach and stuff like that. And he really cared for Lacey and all that. But he got to get closure on whether or not it was Lacey that turned him in. He's hoping that it wasn't Lacey because that means that Lacey really still love him and care about him. But Lacey love and care about the D Young and the variety of it. Like she like them joints like popsicle flavors, right? So it don't make no difference whether or not it's you or somebody else because trust and believe me, if she toying back and forth with y'all two flavors, you think she ain't trying something else too? But I ain't one to gossip, so you didn't hear from me. But anyway, y'all, this is the end of my review. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to everybody who super chatted. And thank you to everybody who subscribed. If you have been here more than two times, you're already part of the family. And your ass might as well go ahead on and hit that subscribe button, right? And once you hit that button, make sure you hit the notification bell and choose to get the notification every time I catch you. Hey, Angel Davidson, I'm glad you caught me live as well. Love you all to pieces. Y'all have a great day. Bye, y'all.